participants of the podcast are either medical marijuana patients or in a state where it is recreationally legal. Two Fried Eggs podcast does not condone any illegal marijuana or drug use or sales.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Two Fried Eggs podcast,
Ooh,
episode 16. That's right. We got Dolph and myself, Bosch Gaming, as always. Dude, I like that coffee cup, by the way.
Dude, I use this cup on a daily basis. This is my favorite. It's huge. It holds like 20 ounces.
Yeah, it looks like a regular coffee cup.
I mean, I got a big hand,
massive,
so.
Dude. Well,
I have a big gut, big head. What the fuck, man?
How's your weekend been, man? Everything?
Yeah, man. Weekend, going through some shit right now with the family. All good though. We were just talking about it. We're talking about buying a trailer. We conceded that honestly that we weren't going to be able to because of some background issues that I had in the past. But it seems like it's getting worked out.
Yeah, that'd be dope because it's
like a 3/4 of an acre, nothing too crazy. But I mean, we talked about it. I mean, I got fucking high hopes for like plans and shit.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's cool though, man. Even just 3/4 of an acre, it's still your.
Oh yeah,
land.
we're planning on doing. I got to do a detached garage because even though trailers are nice, we live in a place where there's tornadoes, and I don't want to be stuck in a trailer in a fucking mobile home. We know if there's issues coming, like it's not like they don't just happen. So I mean, I have no problem building a detached garage. Is what the plan is, doing a detached garage with an office in it where I'm going to be doing the podcast. But I'm going to make it. I have a background in construction. I don't know if I told you that or not. Like I built houses before and ran a construction company after my dad died. But I'm going to build it myself, but I'm going to build it as South Florida standards. Because that's where I know how to build, and that's where I know how to fucking build shit that'll take on fucking Category 5 hurricanes.
Something that's going to...
Getting beat up at 200 miles an hour fucking for a day. Like, that's the kind of shit that they do in South Florida. What it is, it's they're like Legos, but they're foam bricks, and they're like interwoven with rebar and everything inside of it. And you basically just put them together, and then at the very end, you got to seal the bottom up. In the very end, you just pump fucking concrete at the top. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those before. It's almost like Legos. You
just got to seal the seams and know where your windows are going to go and all. That's what the plans are for. But yeah, those things fucking, they're good. Then you get some good high impact resistant windows and steel roofing that's good for 100 years. You got a pretty sound structure. I mean, nothing is tornado proof.
Man,
nothing is going to be tornado proof, but it'll give us the best shot.
Yeah, depending on the tornado. Yeah. You get one of those mile wide sons of bitches, dude. It's going to level everything in its path. But I miss having land, dude. I live in the city now on just a little tiny lot, and the houses are all crammed in together and stuff,
like that.
So I don't have any kind of land to really do anything with anymore, which kind of sucks because I've lived on 12 acres before and could do whatever I want. Like I could walk out on my back deck and just shoot my pistol whenever I wanted, you know. Like I could just walk out there and fucking
city limits though.
Pop off
it's
whenever
wild.
I felt like, you know.
The place it's on one of the second largest lakes up here. But it's like right outside the town. Like you're on like city water even, like that's that close. But it's in the woods, but it's not in the woods. It's a cool situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still good though, like that, because you're not, you're on just the city, like you said, the city stuff.
I don't need to
so
go
far
shooting
out
like that. Yeah.
Issues, you'll still be able to, for one, be able to have fast internet, so you can still do this and whatnot. Because where I was, all you could have was satellite internet, and you couldn't even stream Netflix
Use
with it. You know what I mean? So where I used to live. Yep. That was way before I started any of this stuff. I can tell you that much.
Hell no.
No way. At that point, I was.
So yeah, man, I want to I want to build the garage and then I told her I want to do a deck because I want to make an outdoor kitchen because that's my passion is smoking meats
Yeah,
and
that'd be sick.
being outside. Like the whole point of this is,
Yeah,
I
know
love
how much you
smoking
love
meats.
to smoke the meat.
With my sweaty balls.
We all know you
Oh
love to
yeah,
smoke the
absolutely.
meat.
Sausage especially.
I hear about
Buddy,
it all the time on Discord.
if you tasted it, you'd understand.
Woo! I want to taste your
That's
meat.
the thing. Like, well, that was the thing. Like, I was sitting there
What did I
eating
just
barbecue
say?
at these places and spending astronomical amounts of money to do that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this can't be that hard, and there's no reason that it's this expensive. It's expensive because it's time consuming, just so you know. I mean, now that I do it, I understand why it's expensive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Buddy,
yeah. It
my
takes a
turkeys
long
are
time to make
8-9 hour turkeys.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, all I've really ever smoked is just like pork butts or whatever, pork shoulders, for pulled pork and stuff, man. And some of that stuff takes fucking 10 hours plus, it seems. So, yeah, yeah.
Well, it's a pound. It's a pound an hour is what you're looking at for those.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, sometimes they stall though, and it can stall out for an hour or two, and then your temperature seems to not rise and shit. I don't know. I had one stall, and it seemed like it took forever. I finally pulled it off and just finished it.
Oh, you gave up?
Yeah, hell yeah, I gave up, man. I was fucking tired. You got me fucked up. Plus, all I'm doing is all I have is like a charcoal.
Yeah, so I have a
like kettle grill.
Yeah,
so
I have
I've been
big
smoking
ass
on that
pellet grill. Like I have a 1,600 square inch.
We're gonna get done recording. I'm gonna have to go eat. My fat ass trying to lose weight, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'm down like 10 pounds. I weighed today at like 271, so that's 10 pounds. My short fat ass. I still got a long ways to go, but we're getting there little by little.
You didn't get there in a night.
No, hell no. No, I got there over 4 years of streaming.
So before you were streaming, you weren't heavy?
No, I mean I was always been like heavy, but like I usually stayed between like 200, 220. And then and then once I started streaming, I would work and just come home and stream, work and stream, and even on the weekends streaming. So yeah, I just packed on a bunch of weight, man. Now I'm trying to work on getting it back
off. It as long as you're willing to keep working, it's going to happen.
Yeah, like this weekend, man. It was pretty decent here in Kansas City this weekend, so I just freaking rolled out, and my daughter got on her bike, and I fucking walked. We walked probably, I don't know, at least 4 miles yesterday, and then another couple miles today. And she was just riding her bike and shit, and then we went to the park twice. Both days I took her to the park. Which I don't do much at the park. She just runs around, plays. I just push her on the swings and stuff.
You saw what we went to. Oh, I remembered what I wanted to talk to you about now. So, well, I sent you the video last night of my son dancing. And those of you at home, the kid is dancing, little freak. I mean, I may be a white guy, but my kid is half Puerto Rican, and he likes to shake his ass like it. It's fucking funny as hell.
Yeah. True.
He's like,
it was a great video, man. It's funny. He was getting it. He was getting it, man.
He's a mess. So that's the kickoff to Mardi Gras. That was the first night. There was a street fair or whatever, and we went out there and had some food. And anyways, so we're leaving. It's me, my wife, my son. We're going to the truck. We're going to go to have dinner. This kid, 9-10 years old, walks up to me out of the blue. And dude, you know me. I'm not an inviting looking person. I mean, I personally don't like it. Unless I'm smiling, I really feel like I'm not approachable at all. Because I've been actually told I'm not approachable at all. Because I have resting
resting
face.
Bitch face.
Not bitch. Like, it's not even resting bitch would be nice. Like, they'd be like, oh, it's just a bitch. No, I'm a fucking dickhead. Like, that's what it looks like when, like, anyways. So this kid, 9-10 years old, walks up to me. And I want you to tell me if I was wrong for feeling this way, the first thing. So I'm going to describe the situation. So we're in the mall parking lot of where we're at. This little 9-10-year-old kid walks up to me and goes, I can't find my mom. Can I use your phone? Right? First thing I think of, and just so you know, white kid, blonde hair, clean cut, clean clothes, like, in a decently well-to-do household, more than likely. My first thought is this kid ain't get my fucking phone. There's no way in hell if his ass takes off and runs, my fat ass isn't fucking going after him. So I fucking held the phone and I dialed whatever. Was I wrong for thinking that and not giving him not handing this kid?
No, I'm not just going to hand somebody my phone, especially a little kid, because he may bolt, dude. You never know.
Well,
I would definitely try to help him. Don't get me wrong. I'd be like, yeah, give me the number, and I'll call and be like, hey, I'm standing here with your kid or whatever, you know. Or even, like, get her on the phone and then maybe hand it to him so he can talk to her or put it on speaker or whatever. But, no, there ain't no way I'm just handing some kid my phone. He might bolt. Nowadays, for sure, man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was no sign that this kid was going to do that. There was nothing, like, no preconceived notion.
Right. Well, he's pretty young.
He could have been older. He could have been just short for his age.
I don't think there's a wrong way in reacting to that, as long as you still try to help him and get him help or somehow
so we
get him
did.
to where his parents are or to like some sort of law enforcement or somebody that works at the
so
mall
we did,
or
and he's like,
at, know?
There's my parents, and he walks over towards this couple, and I don't think it was his parents. I'm telling you.
He was trying to gank your phone, bro. He was trying to gank your phone. Dude, I would have fucking died if you're like, oh yeah, here you go, and he just pooh takes off. Because what are you gonna do, man? You gonna chase him down and beat the shit out of a little kid? What are you gonna do, man?
I can't chase him down to begin with. I mean, my fat ass ain't gonna go anywhere fast. I used to be quick when I was big boy quick when I was younger.
I might be able to chase him as long as he doesn't turn. I get the momentum going, baby. Point. I'm pretty good, but he starts bobbing and weaving and shit. I'm fucked, man. I'm fucked.
Bob and weave, zigzag, motherfucker. Bro, we were taught that shit when we were kids. Living in Florida, we were taught that. Like that was a thing. That surviving your environment is what they would call it. Dude, it's crazy. Like, well, we had real fucking predators where I lived. Sharks everywhere.
Well,
like,
true.
You know, Central Florida is fucking crazy about sharks.
Well, yeah, sharks and then fucking
alligators
or whatever.
Florida panthers. We have black bears. We have rattlesnakes.
Lots of snakes.
Yeah, dude, I'm taught 5 fucking predators in my backyard. Dude,
yeah, you're like the Australia of the United States.
They're like, oh,
that's true. Well, there was that kid that was playing by a pond or something there at Disneyland or something. What is it?
World.
Is it Disneyland that's in Florida? Disney World or whatever, and he got killed by an alligator that was in the fucking pond.
That happens all the fucking time, man. This guy was running from the cops close to where I'm from, hopped in the fucking river to get away from them, because that should be a way to got eaten. Fuck yeah.
See, that's where I like where I live, dude. I can go to a fucking lake and just jump in that bitch and not have to worry about anything. I mean, there's gar in there, big ass gar, right? But they don't gar ain't gonna come up and try to eat you, bro. Like they're scared of you. They eat fish.
Water.
The biggest fear I have when I jump in the water here is like maybe a water moccasin.
We have water moccasins too down there,
but
and they're
most
aggressive
of them
as shit.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that's like the worst. Like when I'm at like the Lake of the Ozarks or whatever, bro, you just run and you jump in. You don't have to worry about, is there a shark or a fucking alligator going to come up and eat me? Or you could be like, if you're walking where you can touch. I don't like walking up there where I can touch, but you might get onto a snapping turtle.
So seriously, like that was the first time I've been in water, open water. It was at the lake in Georgia when we went. I told you, like, I have a healthy fear of water, of open water. Like, as long as I can see the ground and like I can get out quickly, like I'll do it. Like the shore break and whatever, I'll do that.
Right.
Anything more than that, I won't go into fucking water because it.
Nah, man, I don't understand the people that get out.
I did it growing up, man.
And stuff like that,
I surfed every day of my fucking life growing up. Like that was the thing until my mom passed away when I was 11. We lived on the beach. We'd leave every fucking day. If we weren't at school, we were 8 a.m. We were out on the beach until it was dark. And even then, we went night surfing sometimes too. Crazy fucks. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Hell no. Hell no, dude. But I didn't grow up around the ocean or nothing, but you got me fucked up. My fat ass, dude. I got a lot of blubber, dude. A shark's going to look at me and be like, that's a good meal. You know what I'm saying?
That was just how the lifestyle, that's how we grew up. You don't even think about that. But
not
yeah,
me.
people fucking get eaten. People get fucking bitten. Like, okay, eaten is a little stretch in Florida. I've never heard of anybody getting eaten.
Well,
I've heard
yeah,
of people
yeah.
dying
You get
in
bit
the wrong place.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you get
yeah.
bit or something and you
Or
bleed
nobody
out
to
or
help
something.
you. That's
yeah,
the thing.
for
Like,
sure, 100%. Or losing a freaking limb, you know, they get a hold of you and do that freaking death roll or something and rip your arm off. I mean, that's
a gator, not a shark.
Oh well, I'm just talking about just things that are going to kill you in Florida, you
Absolutely.
know, or
Then
ways to die in
pythons
Florida.
that these dumbass Americans introduced into the ecosystem down there and fucked everything up.
Well, around here anyway, we heard that it was like during the hurricanes and stuff, a lot of them escaped and things like that, bro. But who knows? But I've watched these shows where these guys are going out in these swamps and just trampling through there looking for these monster python, and they get paid pretty decent
crazy
money to
shit,
catch these things. And I'm like, man, you are out of your damn mind if you think I'm gonna
pay me
hunting snakes even on dry land, bro. But you say you're gonna catch me out there in the swamps doing nothing.
Like all those trapper shows and all that shit just makes me fucking laugh. Like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of that's, you know, done up for TV and things like that too. But anybody that's going to go out in a little
those Gator Boys, you ever see the Gator Boys?
Alligators and shit, man.
Those guys are fucking real.
Ballsy. Yeah. Oh yeah, I watch them.
Those
guys, they're real. I know that. Where he's sitting there putting his hand in the freaking gator's mouth, though, because he does those shows. Some of those guys do those shows. And then you got the one guy that's swimming in there trying to catch him without the tank or whatever, and he just goes down under the water with a freaking pole with a loop of rope on it.
Crazy shit.
I'm like,
oh, yeah, dude. They're fucking crazy,
dude.
man. But that's
Hell
real shit, though. I've seen them fucking live. Like, not those guys. I've seen Fish and Wildlife guys like that. Like, not them specifically, but catching gators like that. Like, that's how they do it. Either that or they fucking...
No way. Nope. I've never actually seen it. I've never seen a gator outside of the zoo, though.
It's not a big deal, actually.
So,
they leave.
They're freaking awesome, though, dude. They're like one of my favorite animals, like, that I'm obviously, you know, like lions and big cats and things like that. But like alligators, like just But just seeing them, like they're one of the most, like, they're one of the scariest looking, but also one of the coolest like animals, I think, just because of where they come from and how old they are, or how long they've been around and stuff, and that they're still here and just thriving.
How crazy is it?
Amazing.
Like, you can see a gator all the time that's missing a fucking arm that was bit off, like something bit it off, like shit like that. Like, and they don't have fucking health care. There's no gator dentist down the road fucking taking his teeth.
And they're swimming around in nasty ass
and they're still kicking
mud and shit, and it still just heals up. And they're like, "Cool, fuck it."
Humans,
dude. I watched this one. I was just watching.
We need all this shit to live.
Yeah, we're a bunch of bitches, dude. We're a bunch of bitches. But I was just watching some video just the other day, and there was a piece of food or something, and there were two gators there, and the one gator went after the food, and the other gator went after the fucking gator's leg and just fucking barrel rolled and ripped it off, and the other gator's just standing there like, what the fuck, bro? He just ate my leg.
Damn it, Jim.
That's craziness, dude. Craziness. But that's one of my favorite things to watch, dude, is like some of the shows I really get into are like
Gatorland.
Any kind of animal shows and stuff like that are pretty dope.
Is the shit. You'll fucking love that place. Gatorland Orlando. There's that place.
No shit.
And then there's Gator World near Jacksonville, outside Jacksonville, like close to St. Augustine.
Crazy. So
yeah,
it's
dude.
Just all gators and stuff. What do they do?
Gators and shit.
So they're like
American. There's the guys.
people?
They're out there doing demonstrations, feeding them and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's crazy. I always see those things where you're walking over a bridge or something, and down below you're looking at just
the Brevard County Zoo where I grew up. They have that. It's crazy shit. And these are 8-10 foot gators, and they're just sitting there. And there's the only thing separating you and that gator is a wooden platform and then a chain link fucking fence.
So was there a point down in Florida where the gators and stuff are getting pretty low population?
No, as soon as they.
No.
I mean, they did, but
they got hunted or something to where they were getting close to getting
just
wiped
closed
out
season on them, made sure that they had certain seasons they do all right. And they do a lot of population control anyway by counting gators and then making sure they're giving out the right amount of tags to get the right amount of gators out of the system.
Right. Yeah. I know though that you can't just. It's not like deer up here
No.
where everybody gets a chance at it. Like gator
It's a
down there,
lottery.
you gotta know what you're doing and know
Nah,
somebody to
you
get
know
tags
somebody,
and
you just
shit.
gotta
Yeah.
get the lottery. It's luck of the. I mean, I'm sure there's big guys.
I got you. Well, how do them
They're
gator
Louisiana,
guys
it's different,
automatically
I'm
get
sure,
them?
than Florida.
Oh,
And they're commercial
okay,
fishermen.
okay,
Those
okay.
are not.
I got you.
They're not us. These guys are commercially licensed fishermen. That's the whole point of them. That's what they do. That's why they get tags like that.
Down in Florida, they got the fucking invasive
yeah.
snakehead fish too, don't they? Where somebody, those things are pretty wicked looking. I've watched some fishing shows where they're fishing.
Oh yeah,
down
well
there, and
everything
they
down there fights like a son of a bitch.
bitch.
They're all. It's wild fucking dude. Florida's wild, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. You're like the goddamn Australia of
survived it,
the
man.
U.S., man.
That's.
We got shit up here that'll get you, but it ain't nothing.
We got shit down here that'll stalk you.
We do have like rattlesnakes and stuff. If you go down to the Ozark Mountains, maybe, and things like that. But of course, I've been trampling around down there in the area of our old lake property, my grandpa's old lake property. I've never seen a rattlesnake before in my
Bro, I had
life.
a fucking cottonmouth hang out at my front door, like wait for my kids to come out so he could fucking bite them. It was the craziest shit. I chased him away and he fucking came back and did the same thing.
You're on Hulu lately. Do you have Hulu?
Things.
You should check out Mountain Men on Hulu or whatever. I've been watching it, and there's this one guy that has like a bunch of beagles, and all he does for these ranchers is his beagles fucking trail these mountain lions, and then chase them off the flats where the ranchers run their cattle and stuff, and run them. He runs them like 5 to 10 miles up the mountains, and these dogs will tree him, and he goes walking right up under these things and grabs his dogs and takes off. And sometimes the cattle jump and they'll get in a fight with the dogs. And that's when it's bad. The dogs always end up hurt
kill them by
at that
numbers
point. But,
at that point.
That's a totally different course. All those guys are all up north. There's one guy that's actually here there's one guy that is on that show that's here south, and he's in the Ozarks, but on the Arizona side, not on the Missouri side. But everybody else on that show is all up north. But it's pretty cool, man.
That Arizona and Missouri are that close.
Bears and all kinds of shit up there.
You said Arizona.
Arkansas.
I didn't think they
Did
were.
I say Arizona? No, Arkansas. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely not Arizona. Arkansas. Arkansas.
Sounds
right
underneath.
It
didn't sound right to
me.
me.
The Ozark Mountains and the Ozarks run all the way through southern Missouri and northern Arkansas.
Yeah, didn't think it was that fucking close. You're actually pretty fucking close to me, honestly.
I can't believe I said Arizona.
Louisiana.
Yeah. What? Louisiana? I don't know if that's real close, man.
8 hours.
It's going to be quite the drive to get down there. 8 hours. It takes me 3 hours to 3.5 hours just to get to Lake of the Ozarks from here.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've done it.
True.
Done some research. And it's like 8 hours to get not into Lake of Ozarks. It's like 11 for there, something like that. But to get up there close to where you're at, 8 hours.
Well, you can get down to Lake of the Ozarks for me like pretty fast, right? From Kansas City down to that Lake of the Ozarks area. But then like where our property was and stuff, like it would be like if it was straight line, you could get there pretty quick. But the roads are just back and forth and up and down, and you're going through mountains.
It's lake life.
They're
man.
not like
That's
the
what
Rockies or anything. But yeah, I miss that, dude. I would love to get back to that. We used to pull some monster ass catfish and shit up.
I told you,
lake,
man.
Dude. Had the old fishing barge, the big old goddamn pontoon boat, and I'd broadside it in the wind and had pole holders off the side of it and just fucking throw poles down, drop them all the way down to the bottom, and then just raise them up a little bit and just drift across, floating. And then sometimes I'd let them drag depending on the type of rig I had on there. But, man, we caught a lot of catfish down there. You just broadside and just float, drinking beers on the pontoon while we're fucking out there.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about as far as broadside and all that shit, but that sounds like fun.
Well, just turning the fucking big-ass 24-foot pontoon boat's what I had. So whichever way the wind's blowing or whatever, as long as it's not blowing too much, you just turn the boat and let the wind, just turn the motor off and let it float, and the wind would push you down the lake. And you just have your fucking poles hanging over, baited in the water. And you wouldn't be doing nothing. You'd be sitting there chilling. We'd play some music and shit and listen, and you just watch the poles. The next thing you know, they boom, would just bend down.
Bro, that's some fucking lazy ass fishing. I like it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's all we did was get fucked up and just wait for the poles to go. If it was too windy and stuff, I had like a windsock, right? I had one of those, like where you'd put it in the middle, but it'd go down in the water, so it'd have a big cone, big around, and then taper down to a little hole. Yeah. And so that way it'd slow the boat down because you didn't want to be floating more than like a mile per hour or something like that.
Yeah, I know. I know about it's a drag something or other, a drag sock or something like that. It's called.
Yeah. I can't remember what they called it now, but yeah, that was fun, dude. And I had figured out that part of the lake, so we'd go over to the far side of the lake, like across. You can see across, like it's not like the Great Lakes or anything like that. The Lake of the Ozark is massive, but it's like, I don't know, it's man-made, so you can see across it anywhere you're at. There's never a point where you can't see the other side of it. And anyway, you'd go across the main channel from where I was at and just let it float you back across, because you'd go down where the main channel, you'd float across where it's tapering down, and then get down into the 60-foot, 70-foot of water, and then it'd start tapering back up, and that's where you'd catch all the damn fish.
I've never caught a freshwater fish in my life. It's always been saltwater.
Oh, bro. I
wish
we could went down there. That's just, like I said, it's just lazy fishing.
We're here to hear. Episode 16.
Well, I mean, like when I was really
number 26.
I don't even have any catfishing
26 minutes
gear
in,
anymore.
I'm announcing that our 100th episode will be live in Lake Ozark.
There you go. That'd be good, man. But back then, man, I probably had 40-some poles. I mean, I literally had 40-some fishing poles and shit. And tackle. I still have all the tackle. I just don't have the poles. I gave them away when I got rid of the boat. I just let. Well, it kind of went to shit, honestly. And my grandpa was getting rid of the place, and I needed to get the boat out of there. So,
dude, this sucks. I had a family member have it. A nice boat that I just gave away.
This was just an old pontoon boat, man, with a little 40 horse on it. And the engine never ran perfect, but it'd get you where you wanted to be. But boy, we slayed some fucking fish on that
pontoon
thing,
boats are where it's at. Like my buddy's got one. That's where I fish on down when I'm down in Central Florida now. We'll take his pontoon boat. We went out there to the locks. They're good.
Yeah, they're fun, man. We had a barbecue grill on there. I had one of the little tabletop barbecue grills they kept on there that ran off propane. So you go out there, you have your cooler and everything, and just grill on the boat and have your beer and sodas or water or whatever, and we just go out there and get all fuckered up. What are you smoking on?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Cough it up.
This
Get is of that coffee.
The Takal liquid, or it's was it liquid diamonds? Yeah, but these this is just a little this is the X-Tape thing, the same thing I've been hitting. But you can put the dry herb in it, or you can also do the concentrates. Yeah, man.
The dabs. Nice.
Yeah, this shit's fucking
nice.
This shit's crucial. Like, this thing does not do great when it comes to flour. Like, it does okay. I wouldn't put high grade flour in it trying to get the best out of your flour, because it's not how it's gonna happen. Very wasteful.
Just be wasteful. Yeah.
This doesn't get you all that your dabs can give you. I guarantee it. Like, I guarantee, like, on a dab rig or a better one, it'll do it. This thing is fucking wild. Like, I put one of these little crystals in there, and it's heat up to 460 degrees, and you just watch it just melt and start smoking. Yeah.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah. I miss smoking, man. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I can't really get back into it because, it'll just mess my lungs up again. I could probably smoke every once in a while and be okay, but getting back to where I was, fucking facing blunts and shit and all that ain't going to happen anymore. That's for sure.
You don't need to be that hard. You don't need to go.
But, I don't really necessarily miss it either that much, I guess. I enjoyed it, but I said I miss it, but, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm starting to be okay with just being sober. That's the first time I've ever really been sober, so
it's different.
It's all right.
Especially you're coming off the Xanax now, because you weren't sober to begin with. You were off the weed onto Xanax, and that's fine.
No,
because that was what you.
Yeah, now I've actually only been off of.
Yes, I'm saying you were tethering.
Now. I was taking I was taking 0.5s because I was working. For people who are just listening to this episode, just real quick, I have real bad panic attacks. But anyway, so after that I started tapering off, and I got to where I was taking the 0.5s and breaking them into quarters. So it's just really next to nothing, but just enough to take the edge off. And then I've been 2 days now without it. But yeah, just after 3 weeks, man, I couldn't believe it. Like 3 weeks of taking just a 0.5 to 1 milligram a day, and it was still hard to come off of. And I've never been addicted to anything like that. So yeah, I was surprised at the little amount that I was taking, even though in a short period of time, 2 to 3 weeks, that it was.
It's a chemical reaction, man. That's all it is. When it comes.
Yeah. Well, what sucked is coming off of it, it started feeling like my panic attacks and stuff were all coming back, and I was getting freaked out, and I'm like, God damn it, dude, it's getting worse again. It's getting worse again. Well, it turns out it wasn't getting worse again. It was just withdrawals from Xanax.
You reckon?
Yeah, so
you recognize
I'm feeling better.
That's the thing. Like through this whole thing, I got to commend you. Yeah. You were very self-aware of what all was going on around you and what was going on with your body and what was real and what wasn't real. Like you're like this is fucking with me, but I know it's not real. And to me, that makes all the difference in the world because if you can't disassociate yourself from the psychosis and know what's real and what's not, you'll send yourself down even worse and hurt yourself.
Well, and then another thing that I realized, and this, whatever, but I started, like, every once in a while I would start having these, like, oh, man, I feel the anxiety coming on, and I realized it was when I would have to go fucking sit down and use the restroom. Like, so now, like, it got to where, like, for some reason, the act of feeling like I needed to go have, I don't want to go into detail, but anyway, you get the point, go sit down and use the restroom, that prior to that, I would start to feel like anxiety feelings, and then
just let me
I just realized
everybody poops. Relax.
Well, I understand that, but it's not like I want to go into details or nothing. But yeah, it was a weird deal that I realized, and so then it started to be like, well, okay, I feel this anxiety, and I'm like, okay, well, I know what's going to happen.
I don't understand why you have anxiety for
and
that.
then I got to the point where I'm getting over it now. It's just a feel. I mean, I can't explain why I have anxiety at all, to be honest with you. It's just a feeling that comes on. And
I'm just saying about
that. There's always a reason.
There's
with you.
nothing there's no worry in your head that sends you there.
Well, you know why? Because one thing I've realized is that panic attacks, the way your brain works and is attached to your intestines, the actual panic attacks will cause you to have bowel movements or diarrhea or things like that.
So
that's one of the things.
Controlled.
Like So it's one of those same feelings. Like, so when my body is saying, "Hey, you're going to have to use the restroom," then my brain takes that and ties it in with anxiety. And so anyway, I've kind of researched that enough because I was interested because I was having those issues. I researched it and found out what was going on. But yeah, I guess it's a pretty common thing with anxiety.
Well, I can tell you that my mental state has a lot to do with, and a lot to good or bad to do with my with my Crohn's. Like it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
When I'm lower on stress, you can tell I feel better, as far as like my Crohn's issues.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm in a bad place, like emotionally, my body takes right along with it and rolls with it. Like it's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. Well, that's I think what really brought on the what I had before chlamydia. Was just life stress and
chlamydia, syphilis.
But anyway, I don't want to get back into all the anxiety shit or nothing, but just I'm off the Xanax now 2 days without any.
It's dope.
And doing just fine. So I was running around all weekend and went to the grocery store, did all this other stuff, man, and was okay. I had an instance this morning where I thought I was having some anxiety, but again, I was having some anxiety. I got my daughter fed and sat down and blah, 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 and went and used the bathroom, and then I was good.
It's all about that good, that good feeling dump.
It's getting better, man. It's getting better. So we originally started this thinking we were going to talk about video games and ended up talking about alligators and sharks. I like it, man. We just winged it. It went well. It went really well. We didn't mention a fucking video game one, and I'm good with it, bro.
Come on, man. Who doesn't want to talk about alligators and sharks and shit, dude?
Fuck yeah, dude. That's why when you started talking about the land and stuff, I can talk about that shit because I got into the self-sustaining farming, and I've watched so much stuff on homesteading and sustainable farming vertical, and blah blah blah
like
blah.
For vegetables, we're gonna have to go vertical. I think we're gonna go into like a vertical hydroponics.
Yeah. See, I was more in the animal side of it with like the egg laying hens and
so the problem with those is I don't want to be tied to the place, and we want to do it, but I don't want to have to be here every single day to take care of those animals.
Yeah, when you start running any kind of animals, it ties you down. Even if it's just a dog. Like there's been a lot of times where I wanted to go do something overnight and I can't because, you can. But
yes, I did absolutely.
I don't. Yeah, I know you can, but not. It's not cheap. But I'm just saying, any kind of animal causes issues when you want to go do things. That's for sure. Anytime you have livestock or something, man, you're pretty much tied down unless you get somebody else to take care of it.
Is that something we really? Because we can get goats with no problem. Like I can go grab a couple goats. We can get chickens with no issues at all. Huh?
Fuck goats. The only thing goats are good for is clearing land, in my opinion. I know that's not true, but in my opinion, I'm not going to eat a goat. Dude, I'm not going to drink goat milk. So,
love.
You going to make motherfucking goat cheese from your goats?
I don't know if I would. I'm just telling you I like goat cheese, motherfucker. I don't know if I would. I don't know how to make it. I would never fucking milk the goat to begin with. Like,
dude, I went to somebody's house that had goats, and the motherfucking goat was like hiking his head down as low as he could, putting his leg up and pissing on his little beard. Like pissing on his own face. And I'm like, what in the fuck is your goat doing? And he's like, that's normal for goats. That's how they get the ladies. And I'm like, I'm out. I don't want goats. I'm good. Fucking goat, dude. But they'll they pee on their own face to attract the girls. It's a pheromones or something. So their little poof of hair, they got the goatee or whatever they pee on it.
That is amazing, ladies, bro. Apparently. I've never heard that before, but dude, goats are my favorite animal.
Yeah. Dude, he was literally had his fucking head down as far as he could go with his leg hiked up, pissing on his own face.
But dude, you said gators are your favorite?
It was
dude,
pretty impressive.
Goats are my favorite animal. Like they're so fucking funny. So funny.
The only ones I would want is the
amazing.
Yes,
they're
so
all
scare them all the time.
Dude, the ones that scream like humans, though. Dude, those things get to my fucking dude. Yeah. I will lose my shit.
Me personally, I wouldn't get goats. They're escape artists for one. But if you want land cleared, like I was talking about maybe getting some goats at one point for a little bit, because when we had that 12 acres, there was a lot of woods and stuff, and there's a lot of like different, underbrush and stuff that I would want cleared. And to do it naturally, the best thing to do is get goats. And then you get the goats, and then behind them, you run the pigs under there. And then after that, you run the chickens. And then next thing you know, you have wooded pasture pretty much. You have to thin some trees so some sunlight can get through, but you can turn that nasty underbrush shit by running goats, pigs, and then chickens, and then seeding and clearing out a few trees to let some sunlight in, and then you have woods with actual pasture under it.
You're a fucking scientist, man. That's what I'm saying. Like that's stuff I've researched. It's science, though. It definitely is. Yeah. Because I'm thinking about what you're doing to the ground. Yeah, the goats are going to come through and eat everything. The fucking pigs are going to come through and wallow in everything. Yeah. Till it up.
Pigs
they fucking
till it up. And the chickens come. Yeah. And they're all fertilizing the whole time.
And then chickens are coming and scratching the bugs.
And then after you get done that, all you got to do is thin out. Like if it's real thick canopy or something, you got to thin it out so some sunlight can get through, And then you throw some seed down, and you can. It's called silver pasture. I can't remember. It's been a while. There's a name for that type of pasture. But anyway, yeah. It works just like using the animals to make the land better and usable. So anyway, brother, I think we're good. What do you think? All right, brothers and sisters, whoever the fuck you are listening,
so aggressive.
Thank you for tuning in to Friday. That was so aggressive. Apologize. My bad. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Wherever you're at, if you can like, subscribe, do any of that stuff, please do it.
Love you too, brother.
Dolphin, as always, I love you, homie.
Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you like our content. New episodes dropping every Friday. Stay tuned.